Hey June. So I'm your Secret Santa. Surprise. Um I spent a long time thinking what I could do for you as a gift, and I was really stumped. Uh, there's not a whole lot of things that I'm good at, and arts and crafts especially is not one of them. As well as I don't really have money to send you something or buy you something, so I was like, what can I do? And so then I had a thought. I could make you a Mordekaiser guide because I know that you really like Mordekaiser. So I'm gonna put all my effort into making you the best Mordekaiser player that you can possibly be. So here we go. You might already know a lot of this, but even then, there's plenty that you can pull. So let's start with the basics. What are the pros and cons of playing Mordekaiser? So Mordekaiser is the ultimate 1v1 champion. His ult literally forces the enemies to have to take a 1v1 with him. He has built-in sustain and a shield that make him very strong in 1v1s, and he has AoE damage from his passive for team fighting and clearing minion waves. You can even use your ultimate to take a really strong enemy out of the fight and let the rest of your team do what they can to who's left. And one of my favorite parts of his kit is he has no mana, so you get to spam away your abilities as much as you like. Now for the cons of Mordekaiser. So his kit is pretty predictable, uh, which can make him struggle a little bit. He doesn't have any real mobility, and he has some fairly long cooldowns. But aside from that, he's a very, very good champion. So we're gonna go and look at the abilities. Now, I doubt you need a reminder on these, but I'm gonna go through them anyways in case you missed anything. I mean, I've been playing League for like 5+ years, and every day I still learn something new, so there's no harm in going over things. So, your passive is called Darkest Rise. You can see it here, the little circle. So, your attacks deal bonus AP damage on hit, and this scales with your AP. So, the more AP you have, the more damage everything deals. Makes sense. After 3 basic attacks or abilities, see if it shows here, there's 1, 2, and 3. You get a circle that appears around you that'll deal magic damage to all enemies inside of it, and you get bonus movement speed from it that'll help you chase people down. Now, these 3 base attacks or abilities can be against enemy champions or epic monsters, so dragons, barons, that sort of thing. Now your Q. So your Q, you smack your mace into the ground, dealing AP damage to everyone that's hit. Now something that you might not know is if you hit only one enemy, the damage is increased. So hitting just one person with it will deal a lot more damage. Now your W. This one is a lot trickier to use. So you store 35% of the damage that you deal to people and 15% of the damage that you take as a potential shield. So it's a white bar underneath your health. It doesn't show it in any of these, but you've probably noticed in game there's a little white bar underneath your health bar. So the first time that you press the W, that bar is transformed into a shield on you that'll last 4 seconds and will slowly decay over time. Now if you hit it a second time, you have to wait at least a quarter of a second to press it again. But if you hit it a second time, part of the remaining shield will turn into healing, so you can get some health back. So if you're a little bit below full health and you have like a big shield, you can just pop your W twice and just pop yourself back up to full. Now your E. So it pulls enemies towards you in an area. That's pretty obvious from even just from seeing it, but it also passively gives you magic penetration. So that's why we max E second, because it gives you magic penetration. So there's some items that you don't need to build because you already have magic penetration in your kit. Now your ult, everyone's favorite part of Mordekaiser. You drag your victim into a different dimension and steal a portion of their stats. So 7 seconds long. It's 7 seconds. You take 10% of their stats, and if you manage to kill them when they're in the death dimension, you get to keep those stats until they respawn. And so that is the basic overview of the abilities of Mordekaiser. Now, the second thing I'm going to go through is runes. So when you're in a game, at the bottom, you see the little actually it's not a button like that here, but there's a little button that, let me go to the right page real quick, sorry. It opens up a rune creation page, and runes are really confusing. They take a long time to learn what they all do and what's best for each situation, so I'm going to give you a really good page that you can use almost all the time for Mordekaiser. So basically, the first one, so it is in, so Conquer, Alacrity. It would be under Precision the Perfect, but it won't be the right thing. See here, this gives you press the attack. So you don't take that. You make a new one. I'm pretty sure you get 1 or 2 free rune pages that you can make. So you're going to use that. So at the top left here, you're going to, here, actually, you know what? This is what we're going to do. I'm going to make a new one from scratch for you. Going to delete that. Create new. So Precision. You choose that. So at the top left, it's this one. You choose Precision. And then out of the first 4 options, so these are called Keystone runes. These are the big runes. These are the ones that they'll actually have an impact on how you play the game. Like if I took Lethal Tempo and I'm an ADC, I'm looking for longer trades because after a few seconds, it gives me a boosted attack speed. Whereas if I'm going Fleet Footwork, I'm looking to just poke and then walk away. So Mordekaiser, he takes Conqueror. So what Conqueror does is your basic attacks and your spells that deal damage to enemies give you stacks. After you get enough stacks, you start getting healing for all the damage that you deal to enemies. So basically, the longer that you're fighting someone, the stronger you get. And once you hit a certain point, you'll start healing from hitting them. Now the second thing you take is Triumph. So this one's pretty simple. When you get a kill or an assist, you get 12% of your missing health back, and you get bonus gold from it. The third one you want to take is Legend Alacrity. So this one, basically it gives you bonus attack speed. So every legend stack, so you get stacks by getting kills, killing epic monsters, and even if you get enough minion kills. So this one gives you 3% per stack, up to 10 stacks. So 3% plus 1.5. So a max of 18% bonus attack speed. So that's really strong. So you want to take that because once you get in someone's face, you just keep autoing them. You keep stacking your Conqueror, and you keep using Legend Alacrity. Now the fourth one that you take is Last Stand. So this one is the lower health you are, the more damage that you deal. So once you're below 60% health, you start dealing bonus damage. Once you're below 30% health, you're at the max you can get. So it's a total of 11% more damage. So that is really strong for people like Mordekaiser, who like to single people out and do 1v1s and just stick to them. Now the second part, this is where you have some flexibility. You can go Domination if you think you're going to annihilate someone in lane, but in general, so if you do that, you would take these two. They both just give you a little bit of healing when you hit someone, but only like once every 20 seconds. So it's not the greatest. As a tank, you want to go here, so in Resolve, and then you take Revitalize, which is this one. So basically what this does is heals and shields you get are stronger. If you're below 40% health, you're stronger. So with your W, this is really, really strong. So when you have your W up and your lower health, your W gives you an even bigger shield and an even bigger heal if you decide to activate it a second time. And then the other one is Second Wind. So after you take damage from someone, you heal up a little bit of your health. So it's basically, if you get poked, it'll mitigate that a little bit. It'll give you some of the health back afterwards. It gives you some regen. And then these ones, they're not too complicated. Always take attack speed, then adaptive force, and then armor. Unless the enemy that you're fighting top lane is AP, in which case you take magic resist. But generally, armor's fine. I'm just gonna name this page Conk. Conk for Conqueror. Save. And there you go. That is the first part of the video. And now I'm either going to do a jump cut or I'm just going to make a second video. We'll find out.